I would recommend learning Chinese at Penn State because there are a lot of opportunities for Chinese learners. Anywhere you go on campus, you can find someone who speaks Mandarin. For example, I worked a couple jobs while I was here, and I always knew someone on staff, either a student or otherwise, who spoke Chinese. And besides that, there are a lot of opportunities to learn about the culture too.
Cool thing about the staff, the professors, they care about you. They're not just like, oh, it's not a job for them. It's really teaching Chinese and seeing students succeed gives them meaning, gives them happiness, and take advantage of that in the best sense of the word. Enjoy the opportunity, take the opportunity that you have to be in this caring environment, this good supportive environment, and learn Chinese.
I had one professor in the past help me with an independent study, and this is so easily done because of how close professors and students are, because the program itself is smaller, so you often have repeat professors, and it's really easy for them to be able to get to know you and to be able to help you out in other areas of your studies.
The relatively small class sizes compared with many of my other courses facilitated creating a great dialogue with my instructors, and their drive to help me become better, as well as their genuine care for me as an individual, not just as a student, is something that I don't take for granted. I've gained so much more than just language skills, and I truly feel being exposed to Chinese culture in the classroom has provided an incredible perspective on the world that I would not have received in any other way.
I think the best part about the Chinese program is the progression between the different levels. I'm a poli-sci major, and there are plenty of different classes where they'll have a class listed as a prerequisite, but they really aren't. They're not even really related. They're just down there to make you take the beginning classes. And that's not the case with the Chinese. Each level feeds in from the previous class to the next class. So there's never a point where you find yourself lost, because each progressive class teaches you the content you need to get into the next one.
I think there are so many reasons to continue to study Mandarin at Penn State, from being able to pursue study abroad experiences, which I did. I spent about 3 months abroad in Beijing, China, which really provoked so much personal and professional growth, to the funding that it unlocks. I think that I have received over $10,000 just because I've been in the Chinese department and applying for related grants and funding.
As someone who loves meeting new people, the idea of knowing both of the two most spoken languages in the world is incredibly exciting to me. And I am motivated by being able to connect with Chinese speakers in a more personal way using their own language. Choosing to continue learning the language was a big decision for me, and I'm extremely happy with the choice I made, because I know if I stopped, the question "what if" would have constantly been in the back of my mind.
When I took the Chinese movie course here at Penn State, it really helped me realize that Chinese is a living, breathing culture. Not that we didn't learn that already in Chinese class, but just being able to look at it as something outside of a classroom activity really made me motivated and kept me motivated to keep learning. And I realized it's a lot easier to connect with a language when you can see it in action.
Getting actual proficiency in this language is going to get you a lot more in life than a basic proficiency in almost any other language out there, especially the basic ones that are offered here. That and the lack of distance required to get from level 3, which is what 12 credits end, to the actual minor, you're so close. You've already gotten half of the work done.
I met some really awesome peers, some professors, some teaching staff. I found some really good opportunities like study abroad, or even just the cultural events that they have on campus. And I would say the memories that I made, the people that I met, and just learning the language, it was just such a little happy place in my life. And because of that, I'm like, why would I get rid of a happy place? It's a no-brainer. I want this in my life still. So that's why I kept taking Chinese and haven't looked back since.
Practically speaking, majoring in Chinese along with another major is extremely doable, especially if that second major is within the College of the Liberal Arts, because the electives and the gen eds often overlap. So being a Chinese major and an English major at the same time, I haven't had any trouble, and I've never taken a crazy amount of credits per semester to be able to graduate, and I'll graduate within 4 years. So it is very doable.
How many people graduate each year with a college degree, especially, in the liberal arts, for example? That's where I'm getting my degrees from. It's a lot of people, right? And all those people, your business majors, your comm majors, econ, finance, whatever you want to pick, they're all hunting for jobs out there. When you got a stack of resumes this tall and they're all borderline identical, something's got to make somebody stand out. Ask yourself, well, if this person's got a major in this field, but also a second concurrent major in a pretty difficult language in the form of Chinese, that could be the thing that makes you stand out. That could get you the job you're looking for. Even if you don't need to use the language skills on the day-to-day basis of that job, just showing that you have the capacity to actually fulfill the major requirements and learn that language is going to make you stand out.
As far as for my career, I want to be a translator or interpreter, specifically medical interpreter or like movie subtitles, something along those lines. So I definitely say that my Chinese major has helped me in that aspect. But besides that direct correlation, I know that no matter what I do in the future, if I change my mind and want to do something completely different, I will always have like these Chinese skills, and they will always be useful no matter in what context.
As an international relations student, I've been able to utilize the knowledge and perspective I've gained through the courses offered by the Chinese program to complement my other courses. Being aware of Chinese history and culture have provided me with way more context to shape my perspective of the world. In addition, so far in my career search, I found that my Chinese major has been something that has made me extremely attractive to future employers. I recently secured an internship with an international manufacturing firm over the summer, and I directly attribute me standing out among other applicants to my Chinese major.
After applying to law school and legal internships, I've noticed that being a Chinese major has been the focal point of what my interviewers have been looking at. It's one of the first questions they ask me: why did you major in Chinese? What are your goals for this? And I think it's because it is incredibly unique, and it showcases that you have a very hard work ethic to want to be able to learn a second language, and that you've dedicated 4 years to this foreign language. And honestly, it has really made me stand out. And it has really helped me be able to make a connection with the people that I'm interviewing with, and has set me up for my future career.
So whether you're majoring or minoring or double majoring in Chinese, that opens up so many possibilities. I'm sure you could rattle them off, but won't bore you with that. I know people, even just through the networking opportunities available to you, I know people who've gone private sector and a few people who've gone with the feds. For example, the Department of State, I know a few people landed internships there, and I think 1 or 2 ended up with a career there too, which is pretty cool in my opinion.
I think the skills that you learn as a Chinese major of cross-cultural communication, as well as the intensity of studying required to continue to study Mandarin, will totally benefit me as I embark on this new journey. And I think in addition to that, studying Mandarin unlocks professional and job opportunities just by virtue of folks who are doing the recruiting looking at your resume and thinking that your skill set is unique and may be useful down the road. I 希望你会继续在宾州这里大学学中文，
并且选择中文专业。
我希望你会继续在宾州州立大学学习中文，
并且选择中文专业。
加油！
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 加油！